The trailer for one of my most anticipated horror flicks of the year, Backrooms from Kane Parsons, has just dropped from A24. Let's break it down.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Today we're going to be breaking down the new trailer for Backrooms, like that guy from the intro said. Before we get into that, of course, make sure to like this video, subscribe, do all the things, hit the bell, press all the buttons. That would really help old Jake out. So let's dive into these piss yellow endless rooms. The trailer begins at Captain Clark's Ottoman Empire furniture store. It doesn't look like they're getting a whole lot of foot traffic lately and are potentially going out of business. Our lead, A24, narrates saying that he's found something as we get our super freaking cool A24 exclusive logo. What's your favorite stylized A24 logo from the trailers? Let me know. This one's up there, man. It's pretty cool. He goes into the basement to discover a slit of light that is seemingly drawing him in. To his surprise, he no-clips through the wall and ends up in the back rooms. Inside is a ton of furniture all stacked up like that one scene in Poltergeist. This has got to be huge for business, dude. I mean, he could kind of just keep pulling chairs and couches out of the back rooms and selling them at the store. If that's not a part of the plot here, I think that would be really cool. A creepy voice lures him down a hallway.
Hello?
A big question about the Backrooms movie is, will this be a flick that features a ton of jump scare monsters that just kind of run around the backrooms and jump in your face? Or is this going to be more about the claustrophobic, creeping dread of being trapped inside of like an infinite space like this that just keeps going on and on and on? We'll talk more about that later. Seemingly in therapy now, A24 shows his maybe counselor a map of the Backrooms, at least what he's already been able to map out. She doesn't really seem to believe him that this place is real. His therapist here is played by Renate Reinsve, who is of course the lead of The Worst Person in the World. I still have not seen that movie, but I've had it recommended like across the board to me. This movie's got a great cast of people with names that are very hard to pronounce. Ejiofor's character says that he's going to come back with proof of the Backrooms and seemingly hires a camera crew to do a little found footage action here. I cannot tell you how excited I got for this portion of the trailer. The Kane Parsons videos I love the most are the ones where we actually get to get some found footage and we're walking around the Backrooms and something's creeping around back there. I do love some of the lore dump videos too, where you get to like learn a little more about what the Backrooms is, what it's doing, how it's fluctuating and recreating things. But this right here is the part of the movie I think I'm maybe the most excited for. We get our first looks at Finn Bennett and Lukita Maxwell's characters here. There's seemingly this camera crew that is hired by this furniture store owner to possibly go into the Backrooms and film some stuff. Finn's character gets lowered down a vaulting shaft and then races back up, seemingly being chased by something. A scary jump scare monster, perhaps? Some fans are shaking their heads no right now, I know it. We also get some creepy shots of what looks like a Christmas display and a sideways looking hallway that just looks all sorts of wrong. We get this glitch during the found footage section of the trailer where we get a quick shot of a TV that displays a book called The Window Within. It's written by our therapist character, Dr. Mary Klein. In bullet points next to the advertisement here, it says, overcome barriers and take action, break through the pain. Not like, physical pain, window pain. It's a little pun for you. Mary Klein maybe needs to work on her sense of humor. Being serious for a second here, which is a really tough thing for me to do, could this be some sort of like metaphorical thing where maybe the Backrooms reflects some sort of like inner window of the soul for this main character here, Clark? Are we saying that Clark as a character is an endless room of nothingness? That's really, really dark and sad. Clark seemingly starts to obsess over the Backrooms, about how this place just goes on and how he might even get lost in there at some point.
It's like a maze. It just goes on and on.
It seems like that might happen in the film, as his therapist is coming after him, at least trying to figure out where the hell he went.
Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me?
Someone, maybe a secret government organization, is watching Clark's character through a camera that's been wired into the Backrooms. We even see some dudes in hazmat suits later on. Stumbling upon something like this is already terrifying, but then we actually get to see Clark's character go back to the wall and suddenly he can't get out. After a scary little found footage sequence, Dr. Klein finds the portal into the Backrooms and enters. God, that is a cool looking shot. One of the final shots here is we see the walls closing in on Dr. Klein as she tries to escape. She looks like like she's covered in dirt or something, like she's been there a while. Maybe she gets trapped in the back rooms too. That is likely so. Now, like we were saying earlier, the big question with the Backrooms movie is this going to be jump scare palooza? You know, we got James Wan attached to this thing in some capacity, like he's made a lot of those kinds of movies. But is that what Backrooms fans want to see from a flick like this? It seems like the debate online is people either want that jump scare movie where there's something waiting around every corner just ready to chase after you, like some of the many video games that have been made revolving around this concept. But then there's some other fans who just want to see like the claustrophobic dread of being trapped in a place like this, like just infinite hallways, not a whole lot of resources or anything, just endless nothingness. Watching characters being driven insane by the hum of the lights and the disgusting yellow wallpaper. You know it's gotta stink like an old department store in there too. This trailer doesn't feature a monster, but there are definitely like teases that maybe something's gonna be running around in the back rooms. I think this final shot of the trailer though kind of confirms what we're getting ourselves into with this movie. The final shot of this trailer reminds me so much of the ending of the Blair Witch Project, a movie that famously never shows its creature, although something is chasing after them maybe the entire time. Truthfully, I think that this movie is going to be approached in a way similar to the Blair Witch Project, where maybe there is a monster chasing after our characters the entire time. Maybe it deepens the lore of the Backrooms, but it's not necessarily something that's shown on camera. The scariest part of found footage is what you don't see. You are so limited with your viewpoint of what is going on in the actual film and story itself. The theory there is that the suggestion of a monster is scarier than an actual monster on screen. The focus definitely seems to be the terror and dread of being trapped in a place like this, how claustrophobic that is, despite the fact that this place goes on and on forever. I think I'm personally somewhere in the middle of this debate. Is it weird to say I kind of like both of these ideas, like jam-packed together? Look, I like my bucket of chicken with 11 herbs and spices, not just like one or the other. The Backrooms is such a great concept. If you just waste it on a bunch of jump scares, that totally sucks. But also, if you have a movie of just people walking around like a bunch of hallways, I feel like that could get boring at a certain point. Finding that happy medium, that like 60-40 balance of those two things, I feel like is going to make this probably the best kind of Backrooms movie we could get. So to be a little more specific there, I hope we get a monster, just not for the sole purpose of delivering jump scares. Like, what is the monster? What does it represent? Is it like also something that these rooms are misremembering and turning into something more sinister? That could really deepen the lore of what the Backrooms are. And I think that's a big attraction to this whole thing. I don't want like a jump scare delivery system from this super fucking dope concept of liminal space. That would be wasting what is such a sick concept. Make this a grounded human story at its core, but also have some terror in there too. I mean, you can't forget to be scary in a movie like this. Personally, I am so excited for Backrooms. Bring it on. This one comes out on May 29th. We're essentially 2 months away from this one's release, and oh man, is it gonna be a long wait. I'm excited for this one. What did you guys think about the Backrooms trailer? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.